welcome to another episode of the Cherri Valentine Show. And I'm your host, Cherri Valentine. And today I have a very special guest, Mr. Ben Blake.
Yes, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, nice to see you again. All right. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. Okay, I'm an actor in the Atlanta area. I've been acting since 2014, I guess. I started playing zombies on The Walking Dead, and have since moved on to. I've played a lot of monsters since then. Have since moved on to playing more speaking roles and bigger characters and stuff. So.
I did see that you were on Constantine. That's my favorite show, I think, or was my favorite.
Yeah, Constantine was great. That was actually like the first after I played a bunch of walkers in the first season of The Walking Dead. Somebody had I got a call from the casting director for Constantine, and one of the special effects people on there, one of the people who did the makeup, they worked on Constantine and they recognized my photo and said they were like, hey, we want that guy. So they called me in, and that was actually my first experience with a SAG contract job, because I went in as a featured extra, and because I was playing a possessed corpse, and the corpse was supposed to be possessed by another character that was established earlier in the show. But so it was going to be his voice, but I still had to say the lines so they could match up the words. And I remember the casting director came up to me later and it was like, oh, we got great news for you. And I was like, what's that? They're like, you've been upgraded, because I was hired as a featured extra. So they told me I've been upgraded, and I was like, well, that's fantastic. That's great. And then I was still new to all this. So I paused for a minute and I was like, I have no idea what that means, but it's got to be good, right? And so she told me what it meant. And yeah, so that was actually the night I decided I wanted to be an actor.
So what does it mean for all those people out there?
To be upgraded, it just means you get the perks of being an actor, what they call a day player, like somebody who's just an actor for the one day on the show. The jump, you get the IMDb credit. You get the rate of pay, the jump in pay is just huge.
Nice.
And it's like, you're not in it for the money, but at the same time, when they tell you how much, the first time they tell you how much you're going to make on one of those shows, you're like, I'm making how much? The what? So yeah, and you just get like and I still get residual checks for Constantine, but they're usually like $30 here or $30 there. It's not like I'm making like thousands of dollars a year work for that show, but the more residuals you get, the more they add up.
I do have to make a confession. Matt Ryan, I have a huge crush on.
Matt Ryan is great, and I remember my friend Dusty Lee Horn was actually, because he goes to conventions. I go to conventions to work. He goes to conventions just to go. And I remember he messaged me one time. It was years later, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm having a beer with Matt Ryan, and I was talking about you, and he actually remembered who you were." So that was a good feeling.
Let's see. I also saw you worked on Sleepy Hollow. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow. That was also that was just the job I submitted for and got, and that was with I remember most of us on there were Walking Dead alumni. Can you excuse me for just 1 second? My cat wants out.
Oh, it's okay. I have a cat too. That's the way my cat.
But yeah, Sleepy Hollow, that was fun. That was with a few other people from The Walking Dead, and we were kind of the background performers in that one. The main guys, they were in the really good makeup, were mainly stunt performers, and they had one character actor, but it was still a really good job.
I actually was selling costumes and stuff on eBay, and whoever handles the costumes there
Mhm.
contacted us, and we sold a few of the costumes to that show.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were wearing the well, I don't know if you call them zombies. They were like just undead. They were called Draugrs on the show, but like yeah, we had to wear these Confederate soldier out, not Confederate, sorry, Revolutionary War soldier outfits. They weren't the most comfortable thing in the world, but you know, that's wardrobe.
Well, what got you started in? I know you said The Walking Dead, so is that what got you started in special effects, like a monster and everything?
Actually, okay, what got me started in special effects was you know, 'cause I didn't, I'm not one of those guys that grew up having ambitions to be an actor. I grew up in a small town in Florence, South Carolina. And I mean, I guess I always had the performer thing in me. I mean, I did like a couple small parts in like some high school plays, and my favorite class was drama. But as far as like having an actual career as an actor, that was something that people in Los Angeles and New York did. And that like so I never really thought it would be like a serious consideration. Uh I moved down here in 1994 just because I wanted to live in just because I wanted to live in the city. And I was all into the punk rock crowd, and I just had like whatever job I could get my hands on at the time. I was just worked in screen printing shops for many years. And like, you know, drank entirely too much. Ended up but that's another story. Like but I drank to the point where one day I finally had to get myself had to get sober. And so I got sober in 2012. And when I went through the whole thing, I had, you know, like I said, I drank a lot. So I went through like the withdrawal symptoms and all that. And after I was fine and I was good, I was like, okay. I still wasn't thinking about acting, but I was like, okay, I need something to get back in because the last few years I was kind of by myself and not really talking to anybody. So I was like, I need something to get me like connected to people again. So what can I do? And so I looked on my laptop one day, right then actually, and it was like auditions for the Atlanta Zombie Apocalypse, which is this big haunted attraction here in Atlanta. And they would take over this entire paintball facility and make like little zombie apocalypse scenarios. It was, you know, it was basically a haunted house for Halloween on this huge scale. But so I went in there and I got on with the Atlanta Zombie Apocalypse, and I worked there for like about 3 years. And in the second year, people were asking me how it was going being sober. And I was like, well, it's cool, but you know, I still haven't really figured out what I want to do with my life. So then people were like, have you ever thought about trying out for The Walking Dead? And I was like, no, you know, because then it was like, you know, the film industry was just starting to move here. And The Walking Dead was here, and there were a couple of other productions, but it was nothing like it is now. So I was completely oblivious to it. And so like I was like, no, not really. And they were like, well, you know, you got the look that they're going for with the zombies. You should think about trying for it. And over the course of the few years, I didn't take them seriously. Over the course of a few years, people kept saying that to me. It's like, you know, you should try out for The Walking Dead. And you should try for that. And then finally, I woke up one day and there was somebody had tagged me in a post on Facebook, and it was for a casting call. And she DMs me, and she was like, I think this is a casting call for The Walking Dead. You should really submit for it and see what happens. And so I said to myself right then, I was like, okay, you know what? If everybody will shut the hell up and leave me alone, I'll do it. And so I did it and got back to him 2 days later. And then or they got back to me 2 days later, I'm sorry. And I went to what they call the Walker University, which is really just you know, they have all those things like, did you know the zombies have to go to school? And no, they don't. This Walker University takes like an hour and a half, and it's like I wouldn't call it an audition so much as an orientation. because like they show you what they want to do and or what's expected of you, and pretty much everybody who's made it there is going to be on the show, but they get a feel for you and decide whether they want you in the front or whether you're going to be in the back, blah blah blah.
I think
And so
I've seen something on YouTube about how they, show you how to do the walk or whatever.
yes,
Out the walk.
right. And so they like me enough that they let me start doing like the featured things. I think in the 4 years I was on that show, I probably played about 13 of the featured ones. But I think only 10 of those were meant to be featured, and the other 3 were like happy accidents. So, but then after that, I kept doing the extra work, and I decided I really liked the life, so I just kept going and trying to figure out like what I could do to make it better. And I started taking acting classes and all that. And now I have an agent.
So how long does it take you to get in the makeup?
About, it depends. On the average, it's about 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, like because when you when you go into wardrobe, you have the long sleeve shirts on and they have coats and stuff, and people are always like, well, how come no walkers died in the summer? But they do that by design. So all they have to paint is your hands and then make up your head. But then so to do that, even the really good ones take around 2 hours. Now there was one that I did where I had my shirt off, and it was like one of the exposed rib cage walkers, and so I had to walk around with my shirt off all day with this big prosthetic on, and that took about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, the makeup for Constantine took about 4.5 hours.
Oh goodness.
So, yeah, and so that's probably about the longest makeup I've done is 4.5 hours.
Oh wow. So will you come back for the final season?
No. no. So, no, it was great, but it's like been there, done that. I'm on to like bigger and better things. Walkers, I know that most people who watch the show have their own opinions about it, but walkers are mainly considered extras. We're not really considered to be part of the actors. So I've moved on to like honestly more rewarding, better paying jobs. I'll always be grateful for the time that I was on The Walking Dead because of all the doors that opened, because of all the cool makeups I got to do. But yeah, I'm on the bigger and better things now.
Well, what bigger and better things are you doing now?
Well, I wish I could tell you. I can tell you. I am doing a really cool monster makeup job right now, for a really big company, and that's all I can say about it. Though it should be out sometime next year, but yeah, that's all I can say about it. And I have at least 3 other things that I did last year that I can't talk about. The only things I can tell you that I did last year was I was on an episode of NCIS New Orleans. Ooh. And that was really cool because like they put me up in a hotel room in New Orleans for a week, and I had never been there. So like they put me up for a week because of all the COVID testing I had to do, but I was actually only working for like 2 or 3 days. So I had plenty of time to go out and explore New Orleans as much as I could because we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's like, I went out and like tried to distance myself from people as much as I could, but I still got to see a good bit of like, of New Orleans, which I'd never seen before. And I also did a show called Heels, which is Stephen Amell. And I played a little redneck wrestling fan. They got one line. But the one lines, that's mainly what I'm doing now, but it's a step up from extra work. Because now I actually get the trailers with the, and I get all the benefits of being an actor.
I think I had a friend, somebody, I can't remember who I talked to, but he said if you're a main actor, here's your script.
Yeah.
If you're a character actor, here's your script. So which would you
Right.
really want to do? You want to learn this or this?
I would actually want to learn this one because it's like I've been going to school for this stuff for like 3 years now. So it's like got to start like using what I learned, and it's really not as hard as you think to learn. You don't learn the whole script all at once. You read the whole script, and then then you concentrate on whatever scene you're doing that day.
That's good.
But yeah, and like you break it down like that. But right now, I mean, like I said, I'm still at the point where it's like everything. I got lines, but it's mainly just 1 or 2 lines. Maybe I got like the biggest thing I've done is maybe 5 lines. But like it's the step up from what I was doing.
So what's
and
your
work wise anyway, huh?
What's your favorite one that you've worked on?
What is my favorite one that I've worked on? Well, so far, okay. The show Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. It's an Adult Swim show, and I was on that. I worked on that for 3 years, and I started off on that, and this was before I started taking classes. This show actually inspired me to start taking acting classes because I was trying to figure out how to be an actor, or how to make people see that I could be an actor, make these casting directors see that I could be an actor. It's like, and I got on Your Pretty Face because actually the guy who was in charge of special effects makeup, his name is Shane Morton, and he was the same guy who ran the Atlanta zombie apocalypse, where I got my start at. So he was like, I got to get you on the show, and we got me on, and I started off as background, and then like we wrapped 1 season. And the thing I love about that show is there are only so many characters. It's not like The Walking Dead where there could be like 100 walkers or something. It's like you may only have like anywhere from 3 to 5 people in a scene. So the only difference besides the pay, but I mean, as far as like the viewer is concerned, which you still got paid a lot better for being on Pretty Face and extra than you did on anything else. But as far as the viewer was concerned, the one thing I loved about that show is whether you were a background or an actor, you were still a character. It just mattered, could you speak or could you not? It's like, when you were background, you got to do a lot of stuff with physical comedy, which was great. But they liked my physical comedy so much that we wrapped the first season, and then I got an email from them the next day, say, hey, could you come back in 1 more day? We need to shoot the scene, and we got a line for you. So I said, sure. And I went in and did the line. And they liked that so much that they gave me a couple more scenes with a couple more lines the next season. And then by the next season after that, I was a full-blown character, like with playing in 6 episodes.
Now,
so
I saw on your reel that you were dressed like a devil guy.
Yeah, that's Your Pretty Face.
Oh,
that's Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. That's
I love that scene that you have on your reel where you're
where I'm working in the supply closet. I'm working at the supply store.
Yes.
And yeah, but that's what it was. Like that was probably the biggest scene I did with them. But yeah, I got to say the lines. I got to do a lot of comedy in that show. And it was a lot of fun, and I've been working with them for so long already that whole set was just like a family, and so that was great. And then there was Florida Girls, which was another comedy I did, and that was like, I work on both dramatic stuff and I work on comedy. And dramatic, like the dramatic stuff is cool. Like after the fact, it's hard work while you're doing it, but then it's like the best part about putting all that makeup on is taking it off. but like once the makeup is off and you look back on everything, when you do stuff like on The Walking Dead, you be sitting there with these contacts in your eyes and you're out there in 80-degree weather, and you be standing there like, I hate this and I hate you and everybody just leave me alone. you know. But then you'll get out of the makeup and you'll look back on what you did that day, and it's like, well, that was a pretty good day, you know. So, but that's good after the fact. But yeah, when you look back on everything you've done that day, but then like comedies are actually fun while you're doing it because you make a joke and it actually makes people start laughing, and the directors are laughing while they're watching on the screens, and it's just a lot of fun. I enjoy doing both, but you know.
Is there a role that you haven't done that you'd like to do, or a monster that you'd like to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I just take things as they come.
Okay.
I always said like, and I have fun doing pretty much whatever. I mean, you know, like doing the special effects monster work, or being a little redneck hit guy in a comedy. You know, they're both equally just great to me. Like, I have always said that one of my goals is to be one of those guys in the interrogation room of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Cool.
So that's about as close to a goal as I've ever had. You know, like other than that, I just go with the flow, and just whatever I get, I take gratefully, and it's all great as far as I'm concerned.
Is there anyone in the industry that has inspired you?
Is it what?
That has inspired you? Anyone inspired?
Anyone that has inspired me? Well, Doug Jones, definitely with the makeup stuff. You know who Doug Jones is,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Like, for anybody who doesn't know, you know, Doug Jones is like the guy. Any really big monster you see on any really big thing right now, there's at least a 80% chance that it's probably him. there are a bunch of good stuff. I mean, there are a couple other really good monster actors out there, but most of the time it's going to be Doug Jones. And so when it came to special effects makeup, yeah, that's what I you know, because that's what I thought it was going to be when I started doing The Walking Dead. I was like, okay, this is what I do. I'll dress up in monster makeup. I'm going to be the next Doug Jones. And then as I got more into the actual craft of acting, I realized that that, you know, there's so many people who are okay with putting on special effects makeup, even if it's only for that one episode, that just trying to be a monster actor in this day and age, you're probably limiting yourself. So I sort of just stopped worrying about being a special effects monster and just started worrying about being an actor. And but like I said, I'm doing it right now. I'll never say no to a monster job. So as far as other actors go, there are too many to name.
Well, let's see. I always ask this with everyone I have on the show. What advice do you have for people just starting out?
You got to take the classes. You got to take acting classes. It's like, even if you think you don't need them, I have because, you know, like I said, I started off doing the extra work, and, you know, if it wasn't for extra work, I wouldn't be where I am now, you know. But extra work is like, and I mean, you get some really cool stuff, you get some feature jobs. Extra work helps introduce you to what being on a set is like, and helps you get used to the protocol of being on a set. I figured out, because I would start I would get really cool stuff like Constantine, but then I'd go straight back to doing extra work and background work. And, you know, you go from making so much money to making $64 a day, straight back to that. That's kind of a blow. And then I would get they'll be on your pretty face, but then I go straight back to doing extra work. And I started thinking, well, there's got to be some other way to do this. And so I looked into acting classes. I took this 1 6-month class, and it just changed everything, you know. And now, like I said, I'm not some superstar or anything. Like I said, most everything I do is a couple of lines here and there, but it's definitely an improvement from what I was doing, and there's nowhere to go but up. And, you know, I get some people that I know, not a whole lot, but every once in a while I'll get somebody saying, so how do we get to where you are? And I told them, you got to take classes. And then they just stopped talking to me. Like I insulted them somehow, you know, and I'm like, no, I don't mean you have to start taking classes, you know, I don't mean because I think you're a bad actor or anything. I mean, like, to take classes, to get those classes on your resume is how you get the big casting directors to notice you, you know. So my advice would be, yeah, start off with the extra work, because like I said, it'll get you used to being on the set and get you used to being like, get you used to what like the kind of protocols are and the way and what to do and not to do while you're on the set. But yeah, you're going to want to start taking those classes at some point if you actually want to be like a real, you know, actor, or seen as a real actor by the industry.
Exactly. So I also saw, I haven't seen this, but it says Frankenstein created bikers film. What is this about?
Frankenstein Created Bikers was made by a man called James Burkett. I'm sorry, James Bickert. I always call him Burkett. His name is Bickert. And he loves doing these 70s exploitation like grindhouse movies. And so I cannot remember how I got on that movie. I know like I remember like they emailed me and said they had a character in mind, and I played redneck number one. I played the redneck in the convenience store, and then like and then like, you know, I auditioned for it and I got it. And it was just one scene. Well, actually, it's probably about 2 or 3 scenes, but it all took place in this little country store where the main bad guy comes in and we're all reacting to what he's saying, and like we try to kill him and we can't kill him, and he ends up killing us, and yeah, so it's a lot of fun, but it was cool to be in that. And like, I guess they liked what I did in that one scene, because I got an even much bigger role in the next film we did called Amazon Hotbox.
Cool.
And Amazon Hotbox was an exploitation film about an all women's prison. You know, those kind of movies. I mean, like, and I was the head guard in the all women's prison, and I got a lot more scenes and a lot more lines, and it was a whole lot of fun.
Awesome.
So how, you know, that was like, no, sorry.
That's all right. How can people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Okay, they can find me on Instagram. I'm the Amazing Ben Bladon. On Twitter, I'm the Amazing Ben B, because they don't allow that many words, that many letters in a character name in Twitter. So, and then Facebook, they can find me at facebook.com/character actor Ben. Yeah, on TikTok, I'm also the Amazing Ben Bladon, but my TikTok is really not up and going right now. I got a couple of videos on it, plus my reels and stuff, but you know, it's nothing that special, but it's there if they want to see it.
I think I had a TikTok and a Twitter, and I'm too busy and can't like do all of them at once. So I
don't do a lot on Twitter. TikTok is like, you know, I don't do a lot of live, like all my friends do all kinds of live videos, and yeah, I can make clever posts all day long and take selfies, and even right now when I'm talking to you, I'm a little bit like but it's okay, because you're kind of guiding me on what I want to say. But when I try to do a live video, I'm just like, hey, how is everybody? You know, so I don't do a lot of live videos, and so I haven't done much with the TikTok, but I'm hoping at some point I'll get some inspiration where I can do some more with it.
Well, I'm the same way. I just started out the podcast this last year.
Yeah.
So I'm getting used to talking to people on camera. So.
Right. I can read a script all day long, and I can like improv based on what's said in that script pretty well. But yeah, just going live, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say. How's everybody doing? Yeah, that's all I got. See you later.
Well, I want to thank you for coming to the show, and today is very special because it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
So this is my birthday episode, and I was gonna try to do one later where my fans could like ask questions and everything, and we were gonna do it live. So
Yeah.
wish me luck on that one.
Okay, good luck. Good luck to you.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming, and I'm sure we're gonna have future episodes with you where we'll talk about
Okay.
your
Sure.
new things that you got going.
Yeah, it'd probably be about like, I know like one thing I'm doing is coming out at the end of the month, so I'll be able to talk about it then. And then another one, the other two are coming out like sometime this year. By the end of the year, I'll be able to talk about everything I've done. But it's like right now, it's like I've got so much cool stuff, but I can't tell anybody about it.
And are there any conventions that you're doing?
No, not yet. I plan to start doing conventions again in the near future. You know, the whole convention thing got shut down by the pandemic, and I actually have a convention agent. But like, you know, I kind of signed on with her right before the pandemic started, so we never really got a chance to do much. And now it's like a part of me is ready to do the conventions, and a part of me is like, you know, I mean, doing the Walker stuff is cool, and I still have my Walker prints, but it's like, you know, it's like a part of me wants to wait till some of this bigger stuff comes out, so I'll be really ready to do conventions.
Cool.
You know, graduate from the Walker room. Not that that's not great, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, all right. Well, we're gonna definitely do a future episode of these two things. I can't wait.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Okay.
right. Guys, you know, I have tried to find the ending to this thing here. So I always life is short. Don't spend it living someone else's dream. Live your own and keep it. Have a good day.
Absolutely.
Thanks, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's me, Gary.
Gary,
Hey, Sid. I had to warn you.
I never get to do anything fun.
what did you do to piss him off?
Stole some VHS tapes and a hairbrush.
Why?
Because fuck you, Bubblegum, that's why.
I'm a vegan,
I got rawhide.
an animal.
I got Suede back here.
You know, that does come from an animal, I believe.
Why don't you try this 12? Try cracking that, see how that bad boy does.
Because I take the teeth because I don't know. Don't finish the broccoli. I take the teeth. I don't ask any questions. I don't have any friends. Sex life is like, forget about it. I mean, who would consider this? They got the devil in it for sure.
Kill him, Sheriff, kill him!
Yeah, we'll vouch for you. You just do them right here, Sheriff Cruz.
A little help over here?
You're next, fruitcake. He ain't walking out of here. That's for sure.